Time now to dig deeper into the upcoming legislative session with the Inside Utah Politics panel. This week we have State Representatives Suzanne Harrison and Jordan Tusher. Welcome to the show, both of you. Glad to have you with us.
Thanks, Glenn.
Thank you.
Let's get right into it. The session now a little more than a week away. Representative Harrison, let's start with you. What are your thoughts as we get closer and closer?
Well, first off, I'm very grateful for the water that we've been receiving, and I'm also very grateful for Speaker Wilson's leadership on addressing the ever-shrinking Great Salt Lake. We had a summit this week to address that, and I'm very grateful for that leadership and hope to see some robust water conservation bills and some real effort to keep our Great Salt Lake healthy and our other bodies of water healthy.
Representative Tusher, your thoughts?
Well, I think we're going to have a great session coming up. I think the biggest issue that we're going to be tackling is the $1.2 billion surplus that the state has. And as we've talked about it as a House caucus, we've identified 5 major priorities that we want to tackle. First, we want to look at water. How can we better conserve, preserve, and maintain the water that we have in Utah? We want to talk about affordability, making sure that those that live in Utah can continue to live here and their children can afford it. And I think with that comes tax cuts. I mean, we've set aside $160 million towards tax cuts, and I think we could do a little bit more there. The third priority that we have is ensuring that we have a modern education system. So we're going to be looking at ways to modernize that and to bring transparency to the system. And then we want to look at growth, maintaining the growth that we have, making sure that we have infrastructure dollars to support that growth. And lastly, look at generational projects. What can we do that will make a long-lasting impact on our state?
Mm-hmm. All right, so much to dig into with what the both of you just brought up. But first, Representative Harrison, I want to get your thoughts on the tax cuts and what to do with the surplus. Some groups are saying, whoa, slow down. We don't really need tax cuts at this point, maybe funding other projects that could really use the money. Your thoughts there?
Utah has really weathered the pandemic better than almost any other state. We have very low unemployment and a robust surplus. And I am all for tax cuts for low and middle income families. One of the best ways we can help those that are really struggling is cutting the food tax. And I think that's an important step to helping folks that are really, struggling to afford putting food on the table. But in terms of other tax cuts, I think we need to be strategic. We did over $100 million of tax cuts last session, which I voted for and supported to help folks eliminate the burden of taxes on Social Security and helping families with child tax credits. But this year, we need to be strategic, and it's also a year to invest in our kids and their future. We have a chronically underfunded public education system with some of the largest class sizes in the country and a serious teacher shortage and a set of teachers that are very stressed. I think now is the time for tax cuts for those that really need it in lower and middle income families, but then investing in our kids and their future and making sure that we have great jobs for our kids and affordable housing when they grow up and a robust education system.
Representative Tusher, dig into that a little bit, because we've seen bills, proposals to lower the income tax, the corporate tax rate, but should they be more focused, as Representative Harrison suggests?
Well, last session we did very focused tax cuts. We helped our veterans that are living in the state, we helped our families that are living in the state, we helped our elderly and senior citizens that are on that are taking government subsidies. And so I think now's time to have a broad-based tax cut. I think the best way to do that is with an income tax cut. I think we'll look at that. Cutting the tax rate across the board will have the most fair cut for everyone that's in the state. But I think one thing that we have to be careful about is not cutting too much. We talk about a $1.2 billion surplus, but right now we're only looking at $200 million of that is ongoing money, and we don't know how much of the surplus is really just dealing with the federal money that is poured into the state.
Mm-hmm. I want to dig a little more into the drought situation. Both of you brought that up as well. The water conservation is really going to be a key priority, and the thing about this is it's bipartisan. Both sides are talking about the need to do this. But let's get more into how you do it. Representative Harrison, what are your thoughts there?
Well, up to now, our water conservation efforts have been somewhat lackluster in Utah, and we really need to step it up, not just at the individual level, but at all levels. We need to invest in agricultural efficiency. We need to look at ways to make sure that we're metering what water we're using and using it efficiently and effectively. And one of the best things we can do is prioritize conservation over, building billion-dollar pipelines that many economists say we really don't need. And those will both help our water situation, but also save taxpayers millions, if not billions of dollars.
Representative Tusher, I know you were at the Speakers Summit on the Great Salt Lake during the week. What are your thoughts on taking action on these issues and really doing something that's going to make a difference?
Well, like you said, Glenn, I think we're all united that something needs to be done. Looking at the Great Salt Lake and at the record lows that we're seeing right now, if something isn't done right now, we're going to have very significant long-term impacts. And so I think Representative Harrison talked about a lot of great solutions that we can do. I think it really comes down to land use. How is it being used? What's the long-term plan? How are our local municipalities enacting that to ensure that we're conserving the water that we have? And if we can make those small incremental changes, it will really help us in the long term to solve this problem.
All right, I want to ask both of you this same question. Is there anything on the table, any proposals you've heard that are kind of causing heartburn for you, things that are troubling to you? Representative Harrison.
The biggest thing that I'm concerned about is some of these tax cuts that are across the board that will really only benefit Utahns to the tune of $3 to $4 a month for the average Utahn, when that money could be used to help address the huge needs in our community. We have a teacher shortage, we have a student aid and paraeducator and student counselor and school psychologist shortage. All of these things are real needs, affordable housing, and I think we need to be strategic. I'm all for tax cuts for lower and middle income families that are struggling, but many people in Utah are doing great and they should pay their fair share.
Representative Tusher, anything that you've heard on the table that causes you concern?
Yeah, nothing specific right now. I think the biggest thing that we're looking at is to ensure that we don't add more regulation to our businesses that are struggling right now. They're trying to find people, trying to ensure that they can keep their doors open and deal with the pandemic that we've dealt with. And so we don't want to put more regulation on them. And so that's what I'll be looking at in the bills to ensure that our businesses can stay open.
Okay, I want to ask both of you about a power struggle we saw play out pretty visibly over the last year, and that is this struggle over local authority. What authority do mayors have to act in time of emergency? We saw the Salt Lake City mayor enact a mask mandate, fireworks restrictions, and members of the legislature coming out in both incidents and saying she doesn't have the authority to do that. So does the legislature need to look into that and address that issue? Representative Harrison.
I think often the Utah legislature cries foul if the federal government, asks us to do something, but all too often the legislature tends to meddle in local government. And I think the people closest to the people, those city councilors, those mayors, those school board officials, were elected to do those jobs and have jurisdiction over those issues. And I think we need to respect local control and respect local input.
Representative Tusher, your majority leader is the one that came out vocally against that, saying he wanted to address that. Does it need to be addressed?
I think so. I agree with local control, and I think that that's really important, and we need to emphasize that. But the states and the federal government are not the same as the state and the city. And that's something that's important to remember, that all of the cities and counties are political subdivisions of the state. And so the state's job is to set up those guardrails to protect individual rights. And that's exactly what I think Representative Schultz is going to try to do.
All right, we have about a minute left, 30 seconds for each. Talk to us about what you are personally sponsoring this legislative session. Representative Harrison.
I'm focused on air quality legislation to offer incentives for people to buy cleaner electric vehicles and alternative fuel vehicles, and also to improve people's health. I have legislation to expand access to the National Diabetes Prevention Program. So many Utahns are at risk of developing diabetes, and it's a devastating disease that impacts our health and also the state's fiscal bottom line. Anything we can do to help people be more healthy will help our state budget and help taxpayers as well. I'm also sponsoring legislation to increase the number of school nurses in our schools.
Okay. Representative Tusher, what can we expect from you this session?
Yeah, I've got a few bills, but I think the one that's most important and impactful is dealing with education transparency. How can we ensure that our parents know what's being taught in the classrooms? And so I've got a pretty comprehensive bill that helps bring that out and bring light to the situation so that parents have access to curriculum, they understand that what's being taught, the lesson plans that are there, and really helps everyone in the education system.
That has been a big talker, one I'm sure we will be following. Thank you to both of you so much for your insight. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Stay with us. We'll be